just tell me about the joint prayer between King Charles and the Pope. There must have had to be some theological wranglings over how the wording of this prayer actually worked.
Well, to be honest, the Christian prayers don't differ that much. So it was not that difficult to find things. What was beautiful that there were elements of the more Catholic tradition and elements of the Anglican tradition that joined there. The King and the Queen brought two choirs with them in the airplane from England that were singing, but also the choir of the Sistine Chapel was singing in Gregorian music. So it was a beautiful mixture of these two traditions, where the difference is more in the style than in what they pray. So Christians pray more or less in the same way. The difficulties are not in what they pray, more in the style of how they pray. And this was a very beautiful gesture of being together. And we also saw in the Sistine Chapel the cardinals and from the Roman Catholic Church, bishops and other representatives, male and female, by the way, and also people from the Anglican Church, bishops, priests and lay people, also male and female, that have been present. So it was a very beautiful mixture of these two traditions.
Okay, and I'd just like to get your opinion then. We're about 6 months into Pope Leo XIV now. What do you make of his papacy so far?
It's a papacy that for the moment is continuing what Pope Francis did. So Pope Leo didn't do anything very new yet. Whatever he is doing now, he published a very important exhortation on social issues, socio-economic issues, and we saw that it was really a text that was prepared by Pope Francis, and where he went very strong also on capitalism and on the rights of the poor and the duty of all of us to take care of the poor. This was clearly a very Francis-minded text, and Francis wrote about 90% of the text. We saw that on all other cases, also the sexual abuse, the handling of the sexual abuse, the way he talks about ecology is really something that Pope Leo continues in the same way Pope Francis did it. So we are still waiting here in Rome with my Vatican journalists, a bit waiting what will be the real typical style of Pope Leo. What we see for the moment is continuity. But this Pope doesn't have the same enthusiasm and the same dynamism as Pope Francis. Pope Francis, for us as a journalist, it was heaven. I mean, every day there was something new. He always surprised us. So Pope Leo is much more moderate, much more waiting, and much more thinking also how to keep this big worldwide Catholic Church of 1.4 billion people together in a polarized world. And this polarization is also present in the Catholic Church. And I think this is one of the main issues of this Pope, is to keep this all together in a unified church. And this this going out to the Anglican Church is also a way to say we belong together, we are brothers in Christ, and this togetherness that we already have, we symbolize it through this visit of the King and the Queen.
All right, Hendro Munsterman, thank you very much for joining us from Rome.